With candles of remembrance, people gathered at London's Marble Arch for a vigil in support of Myanmar on World Human Rights Day. Young and old from the UK's Myanmar community came to remember the thousands of people killed and imprisoned by the junta since the failed coup in February last year, commemorating the dead, showing solidarity with the living, and dreaming of a future Myanmar free from violence and fear. The centrepiece of the event was a huge image of Ko Jimmy, one of 4 prisoners of conscience executed at the end of July. The work is by the Portuguese artist Paulo Andringa. Created from thousands of photos of political prisoners, some living, most dead, documented by one of Myanmar's leading human rights organisations, the Assistance Association for Political Prisoners, whose director, Kobo Chi, paid tribute to Ko Jimmy.
He is really brave, and he is an example for other political prisoners in prison. So actually, he is a hero of the new generation. He is a hero of Burmese people.
The execution of Ko Jimmy was condemned by the international community, including by the UN Rapporteur for Human Rights in Myanmar, Tom Andrews, who deplored the double standards of the international response to Ukraine and the lack of a response to the situation in Myanmar.
It is remarkable, certainly to the people of Myanmar, that international mechanisms that have served, for example, the people of Ukraine, who have suffered a great injustice, are simply not available to the people of Myanmar for reasons that are beyond explanation to the people of Myanmar. I mean, the UN Security Council held a session specifically on the invasion of Ukraine. This was just in a matter of days. Once the invasion occurred, people of Myanmar continued to wait over 18 months later. A special session of the Emergency General Assembly. People of Myanmar continued to wait. Sanctions, targeted sanctions, the denial of opportunities for international institutions, banking institutions and financial institutions to have access to international banks. All of those measures were put in place with respect to the invasion of Ukraine. None of those have been put in place with respect to Myanmar.
May you live happily.
Religious leaders representing Myanmar's Buddhist community attended, as did a Christian Kachin priest and a Rohingya imam. They prayed for an end to suffering and a peaceful future for their country. Demonstrators also illuminated the Houses of Parliament with the image of Ko Jimmy, an icon of a country in trauma. Myanmar's Democratic National Unity Government's Minister for Human Rights, Aung Myo Min, called on the International Criminal Court in The Hague, the ICC, to accept his government's declaration to the court and begin an investigation.
The military regime in my country, they are committing international criminal, something like crime against humanity, war crime, and genocide against the Rohingya people. So NUG is very much committed to bring the justice utilizing international accountabilities. But our case has not been yet at the ICC. So we make a clear declaration to invite the ICC investigation and commitment to cooperate with the ICC to bring the justice. So please accept the cases of Myanmar at the ICC in order to take the legal action against the military.
This iconic illumination sends a powerful signal to the British establishment that the crisis in Myanmar demands robust action. The London-based Myanmar Accountability Project, which commissioned the image, is demanding that Britain refer Myanmar to the International Criminal Court for immediate investigation.
Britain must refer Myanmar to the ICC just as it referred Ukraine, because as in Ukraine, crimes against humanity are taking place on an industrial scale. With this image, we're sending a wake-up call to the world that there must be robust action, accountability and justice for the people of Myanmar. 2,500 people have been killed since the coup, 16,000 people have been detained or forcibly disappeared. On World Human Rights Day, we're saying there must be robust action.